This leads another point or question or another matter, that is the population. Human population, the population, increase rapidly. That also, I think, very serious matter. From the Buddhist viewpoint, each human life considered as a precious. So therefore, some kind of control or limitation or making check about that precious life is not good. However, now this reality or the situation is such, there are too many precious lives there. So the entire precious life now facing, difficulties or dangers. So under such circumstances, we have to implement some kind of the family plan. It's very serious, have to take place. And provide that family plan or birth control should be non-violent way. I believe, as far as non-violent birth control is concerned, I think our nuns and our monks made, I think, great contribution. So I hope more nuns and more monks will be, I think, the great contribution for birth control. Now another point, serious point, that is the idea of demilitarization. Look, like Costa Rica, at least I think more than 40 years, that small nation demilitarized. Once I have been in that area, that country, very beautiful, and no military forces. So because of demilitarized nation, the most sort of, money, more money can utilize in the constructive field, such as education and health and other progress. So already there is a demilitarized nation. So eventually, I think, we should keep in our mind that ultimately, perhaps I think in the next century, if not at the beginning, but within the next century, I think we have to try, we have to make every effort to reach demilitarization of global level. If that happens, I think that is best guarantee for genuine, lasting world peace. Of course, this cannot achieve easily. So step by step. First, I think fortunately we already now some implementation of lessening nuclear weapon. This I think very good start. I think very good things, good development. After Berlin Wall disappear, now actually you see both sides now trying to reduce nuclear weapons. I think these are very good start. Now eventually I think we have to make complete sort of the plan, no more any nuclear weapon. Then similarly the germ warfare and some other chemical warfare, these things I think reduce and elimination. So through that way, step by step, eventually no military forces. But as a human society, some mischievous people always happen. A group of people who are very, very mischievous. So in order to counter, in order to check that, of course we can develop, we can develop, or we can have some kind of commando type or police force. And that also eventually, I think, is some kind of collective forces, not just one not controlled by one nation, but rather the collective forces. So, such as Franco-German unified forces. Already under United Nations flag, some kind of collective forces already now. They are coming in the picture. So, on the on the regional basis, that kind of organization can develop. So, world as a whole, no military forces. But on particular cases, we are available some some forces if necessary. So these are the I think the important thing to think. Now all these the critical issue or some complicated issue, in order to face these problems, in order to carry these ideas, the very important thing is clear vision, and with great hope and determination. And this very much involves the sense of caring. Without compassionate the attitude, without the sense of responsibility, now these will not cannot materialize. So now in that respect, I think all major world religions also have some potential. They can make great contribution in order to develop sincere motivation and right kind of determination. However, I am not saying the entire humanity should be religious-minded. No, certainly cannot. Some cases, without religion, I think they can manage even better. So, whether accept religious belief or not, it is individual right. But the important thing is, but at the same time, I feel the basic message of various different major world religions is that those the human nature, good qualities, good nature qualities, such as sense of caring, these things, these good quality of human being simply strengthening or increase by these the major world religions. So the fundamental thing is whether believer or non-believer, these basic human good qualities are already there. So now, that's why the various different religious traditions have some potential to increase, to strengthen these human basic good qualities. So this leads is another point which I often used to telling people. There are two kinds of spirituality. One spirituality is spiritual faith with certain religious faith. Another thing, another spirituality without religious faith. Now among the religions, I believe there is two categories. One, religious groups, their fundamental belief is Creator. Another group that is fundamental belief is something like self-creation. So usually I call godly religion and godless religion. So therefore, some scholar described Buddhism is not religion, but Buddhism is science of mind. I think that description is, I think, quite, there are some reasons. Firstly, Buddhist attitude, particularly in the Mahayana Buddhist attitude, is you should remain as a skeptical and then carry in experiment and investigation. Through investigation, through experiment, if you find some some result, then you accept. Even Buddha's own word, if through our experiment or investigation prove that one particular Buddhist statement is not, proof, you see, that statement is contradictory with the reality, then we have the right to say, although Buddha's, some scripture state like that, but because that is contradictory with the reality, a reality here means, you see, as through experiment, through investigation, you see, you find some reality. Then that reality contradicts with the Buddha statement, then you see, we have right to say Buddha statement is not acceptable. So the basic attitude, that kind of attitude is quite similar that of the scientist attitude. Remain skeptical and carry research, and then once you convince through investigation, then you accept. Then the essence of Buddha Dharma, usually I explain this way. The whole Buddhist teaching can be summarized as two things, 2 points. One, behavior side, that is non-violence. The theory side, that's the view of, dependent and interconnected, connected nature. So, the Buddha's teaching of non-violence is very much relevant in today's world. And then Buddha's teaching of theory or view about interdependent, that view or that theory is very scientific. Now the meaning of interdependent, there are various different levels, meaning of interdependent. The profound meaning of interdependency is things exist not by itself, but by some other factor. So the way of existence is the existence in the nature of absence of independent existence. So some modern physicists, especially is a physicist who working in quantum theory. Reluctant to use the word of reality. The reality means something objectively, something object side, something there, something independently. Now that kind of thing no longer there. So therefore, they're reluctant to use the word of reality. So the Buddhist concept now the highest Buddhist, yes, according highest Buddhist concept, then you see the things things cannot find if you try to investigate on the spot. So you see here the similarities already now is coming. And then also in the concept of impermanence, there are also modern science, such as subatomic the physics. Now clearly demonstrated things are momentarily changing. And then I want to explain something about the meaning of non-violence. The non-violence is not just a mere absence of violence, but non-violence is more than that. The non-violence is with motivation of sense of caring, motivation of compassion. Then you see, the restraint, harming on other. That's non-violence. There are two levels of non-violence. That is, if possible, help other. If not, at least restrain harming on other. So the non-violence can be considered as a reflection of compassion or manifestation, right? Expression of compassion. So now conclusion. In order to have happy life, good health, peace of mind is very important, very crucial matter. So the peace of mind cannot produce by mission, or peace of mind cannot buy, no matter how you see the good shops, right? Good shop, or even you see the supermarket. Everything there you can buy, but you cannot buy. Nobody is selling peace of mind. Nobody can buy peace of mind. So therefore, peace of mind must develop within ourselves. So, as my youth brothers sisters, please should pay more attention about our inner potential. And then also, it is important, useful, to think, to have, I think, a kind of attitude. Life is not easy. By nature, some kind of obstacles, some kind of problems bound to happen. If we keep that kind of attitude, then some problems happen. Then that problem will not create sort of sense of, desperate hopelessness feeling. Because right from the beginning, you prepared. Oh, there will be a lot of problem. A problem bound to happen. So I think that's important. Then when certain tragic things happen or about to happen, then it is useful, it is wise, to look at that tragic thing from different angle. If you look just that tragic, without trying to look from other angles, then the tragic things appears even bigger and bigger. If the same tragic, try to look from different angle, you may see some positive things also there. So then, it become more, how should I say, then it become easier to tackle that. So under any circumstances, we should not give up our hope and our self-confidence. No matter how difficult it is, if we keep determination and self-confidence, there is possibility to overcome that problem. If right from the beginning remain, as I mentioned before, pessimistic, then even small things which can achieve easily, even that is never achieved. So therefore, you see, the self-confidence is very important. And then another thing, the time always move. Never stand still. It is beyond our time we cannot control. It is beyond our power. Then what we should do is, we cannot control time, but we can utilize time properly. That's our hand. Whether we use time properly or waste it, that's our own hand. So particularly at the age of youth, please study hard and make use properly about our good brain, and also is it taking every care about our good heart, so that all your knowledge, all your academic potential eventually become very positive. If we neglect about good heart, then education alone sometimes bring even more worry, more suspicion, more trouble. So the brain or education and good heart must go side by side. So that's about my talk. And if you find some interest points in my talk, then please think more. And if you agree, try to implement. But on the other hand, if you feel not much interest, and then forget, no problem. Thank you.
发问的时间。
Yes.
尊贵的达赖喇嘛，我是国立台北师院东方文化研究社的学生代表陈资贝。在这里，我有2个问题想要请问达赖喇嘛。第一个问题是，恳求达赖喇嘛再度来台弘法好吗？台湾同胞，特别是佛弟子，应该要做什么样的努力，还有准备？达赖喇嘛来台湾弘法才会住久一点，而且能够常来。第2个问题是，众生由于无明，才在6道中轮回受苦不停。请问达赖喇嘛，我们应该如何种因，才能真正帮助他们出苦？以上就是我2个问题。
Well, first point, I'm quite sure I can come. You see, I always consider the as a sort of say utilization of my life for benefit for other. That's my sort of the main concern. My existence, if something useful to other, then I'm happy. If my existence no longer any useful to other, then waste my life. So now here I found many people, even ordinary people in the street, they really show or sort of express the spontaneous, I think, warm feeling. I very much touched. And also the Buddhist community here, I think, in spite of many difficult period, still you keep your faith. So as a Buddhist brother, it is my duty to help, to serve as much as I can. So therefore, I'm very much willing to serve you as much as I can. Then the second question. Correct.
How to overcome the ignorance?
Ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance in order to be free from samsara.
That's a big question. How to overcome ignorance? I think here I want to say my usual sort of belief. There can be two kinds of nirvana or salvation. One salvation is individual concern. For that, of course, from the Buddhist, from Buddhist way, they practice or meditate on shunya, combined with samadhi. That is the proper way to overcome ignorance in order to achieve individual salvation, moksha. But then there could be another kind of worldly moksha. That is entire humanity without man-made problem, all equal, happy, peaceful. That I think we could consider as the worldly level kind of nirvana of the community. For that, I think the sense of caring, and also I think the spirit of reconciliation, the sense of responsibility. Now these are, I think, is the basic factor to achieve that happy human society. Good. Next question. No.
尊贵的达赖喇嘛，我有2个问题想要问，可否开示灌顶的意义？因为现在有很多人都认为灌顶灌得越多越好，那所以想请开示正确的灌顶的意义。那第2个呢，我知道明天在这里将举行灌顶，那可否开示在灌顶前需要有什么样的前行和事前的准备，或者应用何种的心态来接受灌顶？
The initiation, because someone asked me to have initiation, so I accepted. As a matter of fact, originally some idea about the initiation. Then I told my concerned officials, now the time very short, so I do not want to perform one initiation. And accordingly, we informed here. Then they insist they want initiation of our Logitshara should have. So then I accepted. The second meaning is there's something like open door about the practice or path of Tantrayana. Here means the main practice or main unique practice of Tantrayana is visualization oneself as a deity. Now here is a deity as a manifestation of the realization of shunya. Right. So that is the main practice. So initiation open or permit to practice that unique practice. Then because the Tantrayana is part of Mahayana, so the basic practice of Mahayana should be there. That is the practice of infinite altruism, usually we call bodhicitta. And then some kind of understanding about shunya. These two things are very necessary as a precondition for initiation. So, you see, think now, if you're going to, those people who are going to receive initiation tomorrow, then you see it is worthwhile, you see, to think or to meditate on bodhicitta and try to have some kind of feeling about emptiness. That's the basis of receiving initiation. Yes, next question.
Honorable the Lama, are you okay? I have a question. I want to ask you how to improve more access to the young. Please give us some suggestion. Thanks. 请问达赖喇嘛如何提升年轻人的道德观念？阿弥陀佛。
Usually, I do like this. They analyze the usefulness about anger. And what use? What good thing from anger? What do you gain? Good thing from anger. Then, what good things about compassion? Analyze according to my own experience, and also as you look other people. Then eventually, you see, you will develop some kind of firm conviction that anger, hatred is really destroyer of our inner peace. So therefore, anger, hatred is real enemy. The definition of enemy. Definition of enemy is destroyer of your life or your happiness. That is the enemy. So if that is the case, the real enemy is within ourselves. Anger, hatred, not external enemy. On the other hand, compassion, love, forgiveness, these really bring to us genuine satisfaction, genuine calmness. So then, once you develop that kind of attitude, then you see it immediately. You see your reaction to anger, to compassion, much will change. So anger about to come, you immediately feel some kind of reluctant to accept that. Then about the compassion, forgiveness, you deliberately welcome. So that attitude going to be very effective. So that's one thing. Next question.
尊贵的达赖喇嘛，这里另外还有一个问题想要请教您。这个问题就是，请问藏传佛教面对现在佛教的学术研究，究竟是抱持什么样的态度？我们很诚恳地祈请达赖喇嘛为我们回答这个问题。
I think as far as Buddhism is concerned, Tibetan Buddhism is complete form of Buddhism. That means the teaching of Hinayana and the teaching of Mahayana and the teaching of Tantrayana all combined. And they all by one person practice. So that I think useful. And also I think we have a very good tradition for study, a very long period. In my own case, I am very lazy student, but even that is a lazy student, I think at least 12 years which is spent for study. And then I came to India, became a refugee. Then lot of effort, I made a lot of effort for study. And even these days, I always read and think, study. So very useful. Next question.
Your Holiness the Dalai Lama, I am a Zhongxin University student. I have a question I want to ask the Dalai Lama. What's the highest artistic conception of the lily? 人生最高的境界到底是什么 ？Thank you very much.
What's that?
The highest state of
Anger.
human life. Yes.
I don't know. Oh, difficult question. I don't know. The next question. Yes.
尊贵的达赖喇嘛，我是来自基隆的海洋大学。那今天有个问题想要请教您，就是说，第一个问题是学习佛法还有佛经的时候，应从哪方面入手？第二个问题是，那当学佛学生或者是说社会人士，在面对现在社会上这么多的诱惑还有陷阱，佛弟子们应该如何去面对，或者是说去对峙？
According different mental disposition, I think there could be a different way to start. However, I believe we should think more and study more about emptiness or interdependent. That understanding can lead the more understanding about the value of Dharma. Once you have some understanding about Shunya, that very much helpful to understand Four Noble Truth. And once you understand about Four Noble Truth, then three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, will understand better. Then genuine, interest to follow Buddha's path. Next question. I think the second part, I think already, included there. Once you understand about the Four Noble Truths, these things, then eventually, I think your attitudes towards the five kasoda, these, I think another word, I think the worldly pleasure, attitude towards worldly pleasure will change or more correct sort of attitude towards the worldly life. Now, next question.
Your Holiness Dalai Lama, I have two questions. The first, how to seek the meanings of self-existence. And the second, 请问你是如何修慈悲的？如何能悲智双全平衡呢？
The first question, there's independent existence or self-existence means existence by itself without others forces. There is distinction, existence, non-existence. But if we investigate, now here, suppose, here you say one Buddhist monk here. It is true. So existence of Buddhist monk here. But if further investigate, where is this Buddhist monk? This is Buddhist monk's body, speech. And through my speech, you can, some extent, you can read my mind. But these are the mind, body, speech of that monk. Now still, there should be one monk beside this body, speech, mind. So where is that monk? Then no answer. So the conclusion, this monk exists, but the way of existence not by itself, but by other force.
有没有回答到你的问题 ？No。所以你的问题是什么？
就是我们在这个什么适合这个社会这样子，在这个社会环境下怎么样寻求自己的存在，这样子能够做一些事情，这方面的意思。
Perhaps your question may have reference or relations. I feel some, the modernized society or modern society, the individual person, individual being, looks like part of the society, individual being is part of the society, but then it's the society, the lifestyle is something like big mission. So the individual human being eventually become like part of mission. So the whole mission move, whether you like it or not, you have to move. So then the real human value of feeling, human value or human feeling, you see, eventually become less significance. Less significance. Less and less significance. If human being become part of mission, become like part of mission, then I think. So now, I'm sorry to say, I think the now last question.
亲爱的达赖喇嘛，我这边有2个问题想请教您。第一个问题是，我们平常生活如何做放下情执或者是一切执着的一个功夫？那第2个问题是想请教，我们如何借由学佛来开发我们内在的潜能？
At the initial stage, very difficult to remove attachment. What should do at the beginning? Due to attachment, some harmful activities that should be restrained. But attachment itself, for the time being, difficult to control. So the eliminate of attachment is come later. The true practice of, meditation of unified, there is a combination of vipassana and samadhi. Vipassana also here, vipassana which realize shunya. Now practice of combination, that kind of deeper meditation. Only through that meditation, the attachment eventually reduce and eliminate. But not easy. Thank you, that's all. Good night. Go to sleep.
我们非常感谢达赖喇嘛慈悲为我们开示，以及解决我们很多的问题。让我们再一次以热烈掌声感谢达赖喇嘛。
Let's give him a big hand for His Holiness to solve our questions and compassionate teachings.
请站起来。
Please rise.
让我们献上我们最崇高的敬意，行三问讯礼。
Let's pay our highest respect to His Holiness by making 3 bows.
请合掌。
Please join palms.
一问讯。
First bow.
再问讯。
Second bow.
三问讯。
The last bow.
让我们再次以热烈掌声感谢我们慈悲的达赖喇嘛。
Let's pay our gratitude to His Holiness.
现在我们恭送达赖喇嘛离席。
各位观众朋友，青年学子们好奇的问题其实相当的多，不过由于时间已经到了，不得不告一段落。而今天达赖喇嘛在谈吐当中所展现对人生的积极态度，以及他乐善助人的处世哲学，其实是值得我们学习的。我是胡婉玲，今天转播节目就要进行到这里，谢谢您收看。